This is the Aftermarket Radio Network.
Hey, welcome everyone to Speak Up Effective Communication. I'm your host, Craig O'Neill, and with me today is my friend Kent Bullard from the Institute. We're going to be talking to you today about stories that shape us. I think this is going to be a fun topic and a fun conversation. Actually, we've been having a fun conversation before this conversation already, Kent. Thanks for being here, man. Before we go into the topic, let's first go ahead and hear a word from the sponsors who make this podcast possible, including the Institute. Ready to elevate your shop? Join the 2025 Institute Summit in sunny Amelia Island, Florida. You'll see unmatched speakers, actionable insights, and exclusive networking. For more information, visit wearetheinstitute.com/summit. Your partner in technology, AutoFlow is able to enhance your client interactions before, during, and after the visit from a single thread. To see how AutoFlow makes it simple, visit AutoFlow.com. Are you tired of juggling multiple tools to manage your auto repair shop? Say goodbye to the chaos and hello to streamlined efficiency with AutoLeap, the #1 all-in-one auto repair shop management software. With AutoLeap, you can sell more, save precious time, and delight your customers with every interaction. Your trusted companion, ShopDog Marketing, is right by your side, attracting the best customers and building long-term growth. Call ShopDog Marketing today or visit shopdogmarketing.com. Supercharge your auto shop with Inbound, AI-powered communication analytics and phone service for your professional shops. Visit callinbound.com. Okay, we are back. Thank you for your loyal listening to Speak Up Effective Communication, the only show that is really there to help you work on your communication and speaking skills. We want you to be able to stand out in this world in a positive way. And man, I gotta say, I love today's guest. Kent, thank you for being with us today.
Love. That's a strong word there.
It's a strong word. I mean it.
You're communicating a lot right now. I appreciate that.
No, this is fun. Got to know you and your dad and Mark Sewall, who was also there better. It was back at WorldPAX STX. It was 2022.
He was the one that was in Orlando, right?
Yes, it was Orlando. Yeah, that was a really cool event. One of the first times I was at STX speaking. I know you guys were there. You had multiple courses as well. I was really relieved after the first day of classes, and I remember went out finally to enjoy the pools, then enjoy the hot tub, and that is where I found you, your dad, and Mark.
These three surly gentlemen who are waving you over. Come on, get in the hot tub. The water's great.
And it was. Even for a hot day, you get a good sweat going, and there's some health benefits to this stuff. It was just a great time. But look, it's not weird, folks. We got to...
Let me preface, it wasn't weird. It was great.
It was great. No, you sit in a hot tub on an 80-degree day with a group of great guys and you tell each other stories.
Drink in hand. Yeah, it was a really good time. I enjoyed that.
It was, but you don't get time like that with people often at these events. And that's what the structure of STX is so nice. It's really a good balance from those things. Events can do this. Creating that space to have the connection is one thing, but that camaraderie, that sharing of stories, all of us are on this communication journey at some point in our lives. This was where mine happened to cross paths with yours, and I felt like a very meaningful way.
It was impactful, and I think that's where we kind of kicked things off. From there, we invited you to come to the very first summit that we had.
Yes. Oh, and it was interesting, too. I remember this very well because it was your inaugural event, and I didn't know what to expect at an inaugural event. I don't think I've ever been to an inaugural event. Some of the ones that have been around, I've found out about and started joining those things, right?
It was definitely the first one we've done.
Yeah. Dude, it didn't feel like an inaugural event, though. That's the thing. Because the thing that I appreciated about this, and it's become a part of my speaking journey, because what I witnessed when I came there is this wasn't like a typical event where we bring in subject matter experts. That's what we are. Like when we were at STX, we're subject matter experts. I'm not afraid to say it. Learning content development all the time. Content developers are different than subject matter experts. What you guys brought at your summit was really well curated speakers.
They were speakers. They were storytellers. We put a tremendous amount of time and effort into finding the right people for the right flow and dynamic for the event. Storytelling is what I do. Speaking, these types of things, that's literally the business I'm in, right? We communicate these benefits of our experience and our knowledge and all of this, and we through story or what else. But communicating that to our clients to help them overcome the same problems that we've overcome in the past, or hey, to understand a solution that we know will get a consistent outcome because we've seen it elsewhere. There was a lot of pressure put on myself and my team, by myself and my team, to make sure that the speakers that we had at our first conference were going to be impactful, right? That really leans to one of our core values, which is to make an impact.
Well, you made an impact. I remember very, very clearly the first keynote speaker that was there, Chip Eichelberger. I've mentioned him many times in several of the trainings that I do as well. I swear he was put there on that stage that day to speak to me. I could have been the only person in the audience.
Well, yeah, I put him there. No.
This is true, Craig. Yes.
Funny enough, that's exactly.
I mean me, but just me. That's great. So, no, but really, you have that moment sometimes, and it happens the other way. When you're the speaker, you don't realize this, but there's always someone in that audience, especially if you're telling a story. That story will resonate with them more so than some other people, perhaps, in that audience. And the thing that resonated for me with Eichelberger was the statement that 1 in 3 Americans are pre-diabetic. Now, statistically, I guess the odds are in his favor there very much that someone in the audience will resonate with this. It's 1 in 3. But I had very recently at that time been diagnosed as pre-diabetic.
And I should have listened back then. Now, just having been diagnosed diabetic.
Oh, full-fledged, though. Not just pre. You skipped the pre-phase.
The doc was like, hold on, you might. We'll watch it. And then he was like, oops, you made it. You won.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
That's one of the stories I wished I would have connected with. But when it came to Chip, it was funny enough, there's a lot of things that aligned with him. There was a big push. We were trying to bring our community together because we had, purchased Arlo training and we wanted to bring the communities together. And so the first summit was partially to do that. It was, we want to bring everyone together so that they get to know each other and understand what the Institute's mission is. That's why my dad kind of went into his story.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother thing too. Oh my gosh.
But Chip, funny enough, did a conference for RLO back in the day. And when we were looking for speakers, we were like, we want to have some familiarity there for some of the members that were there. And so that was one of the connections. The other connection is that we were really looking for kind of a holistic view on the story dynamic for the conference. So the conference itself should have a flow, a dynamic flow in a couple different categories, but one of the 3 were body, mind, and soul. And so we kind of aligned our speakers with body, mind, and soul to some degree to fill that. And Chip was, you got to take care of your body. You got to take care of yourself, because if your machine doesn't work, there's all these things that you want to do, but you're not going to be able to accomplish them.
Yeah. He talked about green smoothies. I'm not kidding, dude. And I put some stuff on Facebook right after that event too. When I came home, I was buying all this produce.
I got to commend you about actually doing the green smoothies. I was like, so he makes this recommendation for a health benefit smoothie and all that. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, we'll see this industry. We'll see how many people buy into that. But all the other stuff was phenomenal about taking care of yourself, all that. But I was surprised to hear you.
The smoothies are phenomenal, Kent.
I can't do it.
Neither could Chris. So I visited Chris Cloutier, our CEO at AutoFlow. And I think we were at the Bimmers event. It was in Dallas and I was traveling there. So I stayed at his house. Super wonderful family, just wonderful. And I was talking about green smoothies quite a lot up to that point. And so I told Chris when I was coming in, dude, when I'm staying at your house, making you and the family green smoothies. And so we did. Their blender wasn't the best. They were using a Ninja. It wasn't like the Vitamixer, which is the blender.
You're sounding a little elitist here, Craig. Just going to say that.
But it still turned out good. Now, I made the mistake of telling his wife, she asked what to bring into the house for groceries. She went out and like a champ brought the groceries. Amy's super cool. I asked for kale. Unbeknownst to me, Chris has a thing against kale. It's terrible. I don't get it.
So does my dad, but I like kale.
I do too. It was funny though. Chris sipped at it a little while. He asked his girls if they liked it, and they're like, I mean, yeah, it's nice. They're being super polite. We ended up going out for yogurt after that, but yeah. The smoothie has been a staple here, though, and it's the whole point is like the health and habits.
Well, it's like mindfulness to take care of yourself.
And it's a process to make those doggone things. Let me tell you, it's hard. It's not an easy thing. It's an effort that goes into it. And I start making that. I want to make it for me. I want to have that breakfast in the morning, but then all of a sudden my kids are all into it now. And every time I make it, in a family of 5, my quantities go down. And what I've realized, though, is like, all right, I'm sharing my smoothies. That's all good.
I went through kind of like a coffee snob phase, really more so because I'm a practicing minimalist. And so those are one of those things is to find ways to practice mindfulness. And so I went into coffee. Michael, our video producer here, is a big coffee aficionado. He does small batch roasts that are phenomenal. If you're looking for some amazing coffee, I'll hook you up with Michael. He's amazing.
I can't wait.
But I mean, just the process of taking a moment to do something that is thoughtful and takes time and patience and mindfulness to practice. And then you end up with something like a good, a healthy green shake that's great for your body. Or in my case, a really nice cup of coffee that allows my mind a bit of space to breathe.
You can have both things. This was the first time I'd been to an event where I got home and my family could tell, like, I had just absorbed something that was triggering a change. That's really cool. Chip told lots of good stories on there, but he's the first person, Kent, that he recommended the book The Comfort Crisis by Michael Easter. This book changed my life. He was the first person to mention that book. I heard it again in a Dave Ramsey presentation that Chris got us access to. And that was like, okay, this book keeps coming up. It's a thing. I'm going to pick it up. That's when I got into the rucking. I don't think I would have found my way into my current goals that I've been doing this year had I not heard Chip at that point there, and he resonated those stories. And it's a long ripple.
It's amazing to see, you kind of look at the butterfly effect when you look past at all the different things that had to happen to bring you to where you are today.
And at some point, there's an influential speaker. And this is the thing that, like, the whole premise of this show, speaking up, it isn't about like, oh, that's an issue, I should speak up on that. It kind of has that connotation with the title, doesn't it? But it is about being able to convey a thought that does need to be conveyed in an impactful way that literally changes lives. The only problem is you don't always get to know which lives you impacted.
Or you don't always get to choose how people are going to impact you. Again, you talk about speak up. This show's about communication. Before in the pre-show, we were talking about when we're telling and sharing stories, it might not be somebody up on stage. It might be a close friend who's giving some sage advice that finally gets you to, oh my gosh, I need to make a change here. Or it could be a class that you take, or it could be, a book that you read that communicated to you in such a way that you heard and understood and know how to go and apply that for your own benefit or the benefit of the people around you.
What sets the best shops apart? It's their commitment to growth. At the 2025 Institute Summit, you'll learn from industry-leading speakers, participate in powerful breakouts, and discover the secrets to standing out in today's competitive landscape. February in Amelia Island, Florida is where you need to be. Reserve your spot now at wearetheinstitute.com/summit. Don't miss out on rubbing shoulders with the best in the industry. It's time for today's Suck Less Spotlight from AutoFlow. Today's spotlight is on advisor eye twitches. Listen, clients like to stay informed throughout the repair process, and studies indicate clients are most satisfied receiving text updates versus phone calls. But call you they will, interrupting everything from estimating to quality conversations and your game of solitaire. That is, unless you text them first using AutoFlow. With AutoFlow's automated text updates, your phone only rings for the right reasons. That way, with less phone interruptions, your eye twitch will definitely suck less. For this and more things that could suck less, visit AutoFlow.com. Are you ready to meet your perfect auto repair shop management software partner? Well, say farewell to the days of transactional relationships and hello to a true partnership that elevates your business. The number one all-in-one solution is AutoLeap. You're not just getting software, you're gaining a dedicated ally committed to your success. AutoLeap will help you sell more, save time, and delight your customers at every turn. From scheduling appointments to creating estimates, generating invoices, managing technicians, and seamlessly syncing with QuickBooks to keep your records updated. Experience the difference a true partnership makes. Visit AutoLeap.com and book a demo today. AutoLeap, your trusted partner for success. Want to see your auto repair shop thrive? Are you looking to drive more customers to your auto repair shop? Let ShopDog Marketing be your guide. Our customer-first approach, combined with AI-driven creative content, ensures top rankings. Dominate mobile-first and voice search with our specialized expertise. Reach out to ShopDog Marketing today and start growing your business. Don't miss out on this chance to boost your business. Visit shopdogmarketing.com. Inbound has exclusively served independent auto repair shops with expert communication solutions for years. Our robust VoIP platform ensures you stay connected while our industry-leading AI analytics take your business to the next level. We provide the tools you need to understand your customers and optimize every interaction. Choose Inbound for proven expertise and unmatched innovation. Visit callinbound.com and discover the difference we can make. Kent, let me say this. Like you mentioned not listening to Chip earlier, but can you think of a time when there was a story that did change your perspective or approach to something?
So I'll tell you one, and this also kind of comes back to the summit as well. So when we were picking our speaker, when it came to mind, okay, so, body mind, Shasta Nelson was the friendship expert. And we had an internal debate between some of my team just about the fact that we were bringing a friendship expert to come talk to the automotive industry.
Shasta was awesome, dude.
Yeah, she was incredible. The main reason there is if you look at mental health, especially in the automotive industry, even when it comes to physical health, the mental strain of being alone and not being connected with a community of people that can help you, being an island, is so damaging to your mental health, to your soul, to you as a person. And we went back and forth on the viability of somebody like Shasta coming and speaking, whether or not she'd be impactful. I had a few clients who reached out and said, I don't know that I want to see this. This seems ridiculous and fluffy. And I'm like,
I know.
I'm like, come on, let's go. I promise it. And then they came back and were like, this was life-changing. Grown men crying because they finally feel heard and understood. And it was like, yes, that was the point, right? So not necessarily, I loved Shasta. She was phenomenal. And the things that she shared, incredible. But that story of having the conversation with my team, Joey finally spoke up and she brought again back, we had a question up on the board and she goes, it's not so much about what the audience wants to hear. It's about what the audience needs to hear. And we were like, all right, we're going to commit. We're going to go for it.
Interesting.
I think oftentimes, because we kind of skirt a very fine line, even here on this podcast, I'm skirting a fine line because obviously I have some motivations. I'd love for people to come to our upcoming summit. And so I'm going to promote it. But as storytellers, our main goal is really to make sure that the people who need something get that something. It's not about what they want to hear. I can promote and get you excited, and that could be beneficial to me. But if it doesn't solve your problem or it doesn't address your need, then I've failed my job.
Yeah. And that's something I feel like a lot of speakers lose sight of. I've lost sight of it in my journey trying to find my way in this. There's times where I realize even mid-presentation that I'm trying to perform well.
Right. And you miss out and you're like, I forgot. I need to connect to these people. I need to bring some level of authenticity to it.
Yeah. Not about me.
Right. You go up on stage and, you're kind of this authority figure and I think there's some level of respect you got to give to that position of authority, right? You're really not there to proselytize to anybody. You're there to communicate something that will benefit them. And hopefully you do that well.
Look, ego gets in the way all the time. I have an ego. I mean, it's absolutely there. What I've found slowly, I'm a slow learner on some things. It is that when I am truly outwardly focused on others, that's when the stories really do have room to come in. When I'm focused on trying to do good, I forget to tell the stories. Have you ever had that where you forget like a story that point I was making needed this story?
Because you fell out of perspective. And you have to keep that perspective in alignment. And perspective is a practice. It's not something that you're just like, I'm amazing and I figured it out. It's like, dude, you're going to be doing this every day. Every time you wake up, you have to remind yourself, even in the mornings, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before, but my sons who are going to school, we always go through affirmations, and there's, kind of a cadence we go through. And I go, all right, guys, who are you? And they go, I'm calm, I'm confident, I'm kind, and I'm capable. And these are all things we go through. And I go, okay, what does confidence mean? What does capable mean? What does kindness mean? I leave people better than I found them. So stuff like that, so that they're getting back in that same perspective. And then I'll ask them at the end before they get out and go, I say, what do you want to get today? And they go, good. I want good things to come in my life. So then what do you need to do? They say, give. Because in order to get good, you have to give good. That means kindness. That means respect. That means your best effort. That means, and it's not something, there's days I don't do it in the mornings. And my sons will remind me, or they'll just do it themselves and volunteer that. But as leaders, so to make this relevant to the people who are listening, who are like, I don't know how this applies in my shop. As a leader, it's kind of your job to continue to go back to the right perspective. And it's either, your team's perspective could be, I've got to deal with this POS in the Bay right now. Or it could be that I'm doing something that is beneficial to my community. And there's a difference of perspective. But we lose that sometimes. And it's a practice. We're going to continually pursue that. And then I think that also means that you have to be open to listening to the stories that you're being told. A lot of you will go to training, and I commend you for doing that. It's an incredible investment as a shop owner. It's an incredible investment as, technician or a service advisor. You're giving up hours of your life to do this. The least you could do is at least, just open yourself up to gain something from it. Because it's not necessarily to serve the job or to make more money. You could get all those things, but ideally, there's always something that you can gain that will be massively impactful on your life.
Oh, this is another ego point, though, too. A lot of times people come to these events, or not necessarily some of the ones that we're at are pretty good events, and the people have good mindsets. I have been the guy, however.
Yeah, I don't want to disparage everybody.
I don't think you're disparaging anyone. No, where I was going with this is the attitude I remember having as a technician back in the day, where part of me sitting there and learning was like, yeah, I knew that already. Yeah, I know that too. And you do this sometimes and, I've heard this before. I've heard this from someone else, or all these sort of things. Like, all right, yeah, honestly, I'm the type of person that really believes like, you're never the first, you're never the last, you're never the only. There's a lot of people that get concerned about like content getting stolen. It's like, I don't know that I've ever had an original idea in my life. I really don't. I get ideas based off of other ideas that influenced a thing that solidified a perspective for me. And then I can articulate that my own way. But the ideas didn't just emerge out of some nothingness. It was someone's stories and all these other things. And there's strange response that people can bring into these environments, though. And sometimes you can see it in an audience member where they're just still kind of closed off and non-receptive to it. And then a really good speaker can crack that shell.
I try to target those people. Yeah. So I want to go back to something you said. I am only 30 years old. Okay. I know I'm rough for 30.
I was going to say very wise.
Oh yeah. Thank you. I was going to say, do you know how many times I have heard the same lesson? And then on like the 6th or 7th time, I go, duh, that's what it means, you idiot. Like I had to hear it so many times and in just a few different ways before I realized, like I knew that already, but did I actually know and understand that lesson? And I think there's a level, like you heard it, you got it, I know it, but there's a difference when you go, I really understand this and how it impacts my life, my world, the people around me, the work that I do, the purpose that I have. Like there's an inception that happens with that idea that comes after hearing it multiple times.
Absolutely. Not to bring too much religion to it. People like study the Bible and read that on a regular basis. You might have been through the book same time over and over and over again, but then at a certain point in your life, you experience it very differently all of a sudden, and it clicks. History, any study.
And the world finds a way to humble you yet again once your ego gets out of check. I find over my life, I've had moments where my ego's kind of gone up, and then somebody reminds me, hey, you better cool it, right? And I go, okay, you're right. Kevin Brown. So he talked about one of the main lessons I learned there was to give appreciation for the people who helped shape me. And again, this goes back to story. He talked about who are the people that you learned from or who guided you or pushed you in the right direction to help you achieve the things you wanted to achieve. And when you look at yourself in the mirror in the morning, who else is in that mirror looking back? It was a time of reflection. I mean, John, incredible guy. I didn't have very long to work with him, but I was incredibly blessed for the time that I did have because he was such a wealth of knowledge and I got to mentor under him for a while. I am just grateful. I'm never going to be able to repay that debt. Same thing, my dad or even Kevin Brown. All of these people have influenced my life in some way. And I always ask people who are listening to the podcast, who helped build you up? When you look at yourself in the mirror in the morning, who helped shape who you are? Is it your parents? Is it, maybe a grandparent or something? Is it a friend who was there for you in your time of need? What is it? A mentor that came out of nowhere who just happened to knock your head on straight?
Absolutely. Yeah. For me, and loyal listeners to speak up, understand this too. Bob Greenwood, powerful influence in my life. We lost him in, as you know, 2021. Wow. I was that guy in that room, arms crossed, like, who's this guy in the suit talking to me type of attitude. And man, he won me over hard. I hired him right after the first class I had, and he's literally changed my life and trajectory. It's a powerful, and what an interesting thing. Like, you get the sense for some of these guys, like Bob, like you, like your dad, when they're out there and they're talking to people, you can see that they take the responsibility very seriously and that you can trust them. That's a really cool presence.
Yeah. I mean, there's been times where I didn't know if, me speaking or talking or doing these podcasts or what, anything over the years I've been on here, that whether or not I was making an impact. And then I'd go to a show and somebody would come up and be like, I saw you 2 years ago and I did such and such and it changed my life. And here's the things I did, that really makes it worth it.
Isn't that incredible? How'd that make you feel when you first started getting feedback like that?
Humbled. My perspective on the world got so much bigger when that happened. And I think, just to put this in perspective, me and you speak publicly. We do this a lot, but I mean, think about all the shop owners or the leaders that are in different positions who, you were speaking and communicating with your team. And by the way, you have an opportunity to be impactful to the people that are around you. You have that ability to share your stories and your experience to inspire them to do something they might not have done otherwise.
Yeah. And I would say that message should resonate with people. If you didn't hear what Kent just said, hit rewind, play that again, because even if it's an intense struggle that you're going through right now, embrace it a little bit. I know it's going to be hard in the middle of the struggle. I've had some really intense moments in my life that I've had to explain to people too, but those create the stories. You're going to get through it. You will find a way. You will be stronger for it. And if you can articulate what you learned along the way, I promise you that story is going to help someone else. It will.
And it'll help you in ways you never could have thought of to help someone else.
Yeah, Ken, at STX, the event, it was probably the next day after our hot tub gathering. I think it was our change management class. And I was describing some of the struggles of my experience in the family business. Love my family. We struggled and weren't great communicators for a while. I can't wait to get my brother on the podcast. We're going to talk. He's great. We are great. We weren't always great. And there were some really tough times. And I remember a guy stopping me in the hall after describing some of my family business experiences and whatnot. And he said, "Oh, man, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you." He just unloaded all of why it was so valuable and a few of the things that were going on. And I walked the rest of the way back to my room. And I kid you not, I sat down and I wept. After receiving that feedback. It was just this impactful, the most affirming experience I'd ever had, is not just as a speaker, but for the purpose behind the struggle and the value of the stories that I get to bring. And that was so important. And so, by the way, folks, if a speaker does move you, go and tell them.
Yeah, they might not know that they...
Oh, I let them know. I reached out to Chip. I actually absolutely did, and left him a good review because it was truly a life-changing thing. Dude, this year my goal was to ruck 1,000 miles with the rucking. I got into that, the weighted backpack that I take. Shattered that goal. That was months ago that I hit 1,000. I've readjusted the goal now. It's going to be 2,024 kilometers in 2024. That'll equate to 1,257.655 miles.
Or in layman's terms, a whole heck of a lot of miles.
Yeah, it's a lot. But it also isn't, because I literally do it every day now, and it's become a routine and a new habit. So my newly diabetic friend.
Hey, I'm getting there, okay?
When can we talk about rucking?
I'm getting there. Diet first, exercise is coming next. Diet is under control now. I've lost 22 pounds now, so.
Oh, good for you, dude. That's great. Oh, that's amazing.
I wrote a note down here, okay? You do not have to be perfect to share your story. And in fact, it doesn't work if you are perfect.
So I have a quote from my boss, Chris, up there too. Is like, people will appreciate your successes, but they will love you for your failures.
I feel like there's a lot of unshared stories because somebody will say, oh, but I'm not perfect. It's like your story, your journey that you're on can resonate with somebody because now you have authenticity. You are human just like they are. And they have seen that you have overcome certain obstacles that they might be struggling with and now can see a path forward. Don't feel as if you have to be perfect to share a story or give advice or help somebody out. God knows I'm not perfect.
All of us. Yep. No, that's the thing. And I remember feeling that way too, Kent.
Kind of the imposter syndrome that kind of creeps in when you're speaking publicly.
It's imposter syndrome. Yep. I had this the first year I was teaching at Vision.
It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a horrible feeling because then the trap, it is absolutely a trap. The trap is that then you feel added pressure to sound more like an expert and overcomplicate some of the things that you're going to bring. And this is where Chris, again, he's been a great speaking mentor for me as well. Is he's so good at keeping things simple, and he's so good at keeping humble in those things. And he's just been awesome. He's like a 20-year veteran of Toastmasters. I've only got 5 years. So, but no, that's fun stuff. So look, dude, you mentioned the summit a few times, and obviously that's one of the things I've been passionate about. I've mentioned this outside of conversations here with you as well. That was such a cool experience because the event was, for someone like me who's interested in great speaking, oh man, you can't miss this. And it's every 2-year event for the summit from the Institute. This one's going to be in Clearwater.
No, the last one was near Clearwater. This one is going to be on Amelia Island. Still Florida in February.
February is great, dude. Good timing for picking that spot. There was another event this year that picked Florida during hurricane season. The event did not happen. That was a bummer.
Fingers crossed.
So, yeah, I think February, hurricane free.
I think we should be okay.
I really hope. But no, this is going to be great. You have a good lineup on this one, too.
We brought that same intentionality to the speakers this time around. We had a bigger pool of our team involved. We do a lot of things very collaboratively here. So, I mean, everybody kind of is included in some of this, from our coaches to our, operations team, all of them. And so we picked a good cast of speakers. I mean, we followed kind of the body, mind, soul bit, but Dan Clark, he's going to be speaking on the art of significance. Some of the main takeaways there, he really wants to put that perspective in place. He's got 12 unchanging laws of leadership that are going to be paramount to building significance after success. And then he has something called the ARC process, which has to do with awareness, refinement, and transformation for personal value and professional productivity. So that's more internally focused as a leader. Dr. Jessica Kriegel is a change management specialist. So she went into hundreds of different businesses and did case studies through data to look at the key drivers for successful change. I don't know if you've kept your eyes open for what's happening in the industry. It's rapidly changing. The next 5 years are going to be the most volatile in the past 20, 30 years.
That's going to be a really interesting session because, Chris and I teach a change management class. We talk about 3 keys of change from this book, Change or Die, Alan Deutschman. Great read. And simplifying that is really important. But what really impresses me on it, every time I find good examples of change management, it's from outside of the industry. Not just people in our industry talking about managing change and doing the thing that they're used to managing, even myself. Hearing the other perspectives from other industry is mind-expandingly awesome.
I also really appreciate the approach she's taking with this. because it is focused on the data and the logistics of change management. So not necessarily like, a lot of times, you got to have good culture and good leadership. And she's literally refined this to the technical aspects of change management.
That's brilliant. Yeah. So applicable to literally any walk of life.
Right. And the system, she's got the equation, the system that you apply for change to make sure that it is impactful, that you lead your team adequately through change, and even what you're doing in terms of leadership. And then we're kind of bringing that home with a people focus. We've got Ross Bernstein, best-selling author, really, really great dude.
I'm not leaving early. The first summit, I had a big mistake. Well, it was your mistake. It wasn't my mistake.
What?
You scheduled the last day on my wife's birthday, and I was in Florida without her.
That's fair. I'm sorry. Did I consult you?
I missed Kevin Brown that day.
Oh, you missed Kevin Brown.
But your boy Jimmy, I saw him at the very next event. He had his book to hand me. And so Jimmy handed me this, and I read this, of course, immediately after. And I had watched some of Kevin Brown's speech before, but I felt like I was there still. So it was good. Jimmy had it covered. Hardcover, actually, even.
The main focus, at least for us for this next year, is to stand out. That's the whole theme for the upcoming summit. The reason we did that is, again, we've got such rapid change happening in the industry that it's going to be crazy. These next 5 years are going to be crazy. And if we don't have the means to stand out as the top 1% in the industry, you might get left behind. So our main focus is to help you as a shop owner or as an automotive professional at this conference to stand out. And that looks like the three main contributors is change management, is significance in leadership or high performance leadership training, and then people. So what's your investment in people and their development? So that's where Ross comes in and kind of talks about the championship team, how to build them, how to attract them, how to invest in them, and how to lead them. And so we've kind of, again, looked at this as a holistic story dynamic over the conference to kind of give you exactly what you need to take advantage of the opportunities that are going to come. Because yes, it's going to be disruptive, but there's so much opportunity in that disruption.
Absolutely. No, that's good. Man, I still have takeaways from the first one, so I'm already excited for this one too. I remember talking to Shasta Nelson for a minute after her presentation too, because she touched on something. Remember that was it's a hard word to pronounce. I always butcher. It's the frentimacy. Thank you. There's positivity, there's consistency and vulnerability. And what I realized is like, holy cow, she's describing Toastmasters. And I was still at that point. I hadn't decided at that time yet to actually start the Toastmasters Club that we started with Remarkable Results with Carmen Tracy. But that was it really solidified, like, I'm going to do this thing. And I remember talking to Shasta about that idea, and she's very obviously encouraging of that. But yeah, it exists now, and it's a positive group. There's consistency in our regular meetings. And yeah, you're vulnerable when you're up there. You're giving feedback to other people who are practicing their craft. It's a beautiful thing. But gosh, dude, the parallels from the last thing, so many elements of my life today still are impacted by it. I feel like, man, we could get in a hot tub and drink a green smoothie together. It'd be great.
We should. Hey, when we're in Florida, let's find some time,
Let's do this. Green smoothie time. Anyone that wants to join us for that, you let us know. You can reach out to us here. And if you want to email us, best way to reach out to the show is speakup@craigoneil.net. That was CRAIGONEILL, 2 L's in O'Neill. As my grandpa will always tell you, 2 L's, you know why? Huh? It's because there's no shame in the family history. That's why. So you got to add the because this is his thing. But that was grandpa. I think he's right. Speak up at CraigO'Neill.net. You'll spell it right now. Oh, brother. Kent, this is way too much fun, and we're going to have to do this again because there's some other elements to this that
there's so much we didn't get into that I would love to get into that I think would be just immense value.
Let me say this too, that, hey, the Institute sponsors this podcast. It's not why Kent's here. Kent's here because Kent is just absolutely amazing, and I love talking to him. Kent, but truly, you wouldn't be here unless it was for that sponsorship. So thank you for that. And I think at the summit, every sponsor of this podcast is going to be there, plus some others. So yeah, some pretty great people to talk to, and I hope everyone will. It's kind of like you curate speakers for your event. It's kind of a curated sponsorship here too. Everyone that is sponsoring this podcast is someone that we wanted to and is bringing value to this industry. So it's a beautiful thing. But no, man, I want to talk more about that curation process sometime. And I think we're going to need a lot more time than we have for this episode. Dude, I wanted to do an event someday before you guys even did your first summit. I knew I wanted to do an event with professional speakers. Everyone in the room is listening to the same speakers, and that's how this structure is not all broken off. You're going to miss anybody. You're going to be there for the event and just change the way training is done. And you guys, you beat me to it.
Well, thank you. I mean, those are immensely kind words. If you are interested in this, you should totally go and join us and register for the summit. You can find that at wearetheinstitute.com/summit and get your tickets today because we are running out. And we want to have everybody that can participate in this, you said your words, life-changing event.
Life-changing. I'm not kidding. Dude, I wouldn't tell you if it wasn't true. It is a cool thing, and I cannot wait to be there in February. And so we're going to put that link in our show notes for you as well. Folks, take a look at it. And by the way, AutoFlow users for our company, we do have a promotion code for you as well. So reach out. We'll get you there. We'll help. This is good stuff, Kent. All right, man. What's next? Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
All right. Well, hey, brother. Happy Thanksgiving. Best to you and yours.
Likewise. Make sure that you take a moment of reflection and document and notate all the things you're grateful for.
Oh, I like it. We do that all the time. And hey, Speak Up listeners, remember, during your break, listen up to our other shows on the Aftermarket Radio Network. We have Carm Capriato's Remarkable Results Radio, Matt Fonslow's Diagnosing the Aftermarket A through Z, lots of problems, only 26 letters, but he can do it. Hunt Demarest has Business by the Numbers, truly accounting, not a fun topic for me. Hunt makes it super cool. And Brian and Kim Walker's The Auto Repair Marketing Podcast. And then, of course, Chris Cotton's Weekly Blitz. But once again, thank you to our sponsors and thank you for joining us. And always remember, listen up before you speak up. And hey, I hope you stand out at the next summit.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Craig.
You've been listening to Speak Up, Effective Communication with Craig O'Neill on the Aftermarket Radio Network. Follow Craig on your favorite podcast listening app and on his YouTube channel. Let him know what you'd like him to speak up about. Craig is all for advancing the automotive service aftermarket.